Alright, so good day, guys. Happy new trading week. Happy new week. Happy new week. Happy new week. Hope we're ready for the markets. At least we're ready to, do the best that we can. We can plan, but the market can still plan us. Alright, so I believe at least we have studied our losses for last week and then we're ready to, execute trades with better precision this week. Alright, so this is just my weekly outlook for the pairs that I'll be trading for this week. Few currency pairs and then few synthetic indices. If you're familiar with this, you're supposed to know that I trade more of synthetic indices. If you're familiar with my page, you see more of synthetic indices than currency pairs. But for my currency pair traders, I just want to do one or two pairs for you guys so that you can have a look at it. If you see any confirmation, why not, you can enter. But one thing I would say is that in currency pairs and a bit of synthetic indices, I don't encourage setting limits. Alright, I wait for how price will react from the POI and then I make my decision from how price reacts, probably with my confirmation characteristics, either the morning star or the evening star, and then I enter my trade. Alright, I like entering any trade with precision. Okay, so our advice you do say. Alright, our advice you do say. So for this week, which pair should we start with? I believe I should start with NZ card. Okay, yeah, NZ card. Let's see together. Let's see together. Alright. You know the drill. We have to look for where price is coming from and then where price is going to. Alright, which is our top down analysis. And if you're familiar with my page, you're supposed to know that my strategy works in 4 to 5 rules. Alright, 4 to 5 rules. First thing is that I look for a sweep of liquidity, which I can see here. Alright, a sweep of liquidity, and then I wait for a break of structure. Alright, a break of structure, or sometimes the break of structure might not be immediate, but we have something here, the break of structure. Alright, sometimes the break of structure can be here before this break of structure, but for the A plus setups we have a break of structure first, and then we can have a 50% retracement, which is our third rule now, that after the break of structure we're supposed to have a 50% retracement. Alright, so this is our 50% retracement and we can call this our structural liquidity. Alright, for structural liquidity I can label here A. Let's reduce this. I can label here A, our first sweep. Alright, and then our structural liquidity as B. So this will be my protected I, and then where price started from before taking out B, which is our structural liquidity, as our target, which is C. Alright, so I'm expecting price to do what? To play from here, and then this is my target basically on the higher time frame. This is a 4-hour time frame. Alright, most times the top down analysis might be on the monthly time frames and all that. Okay, so your entry is in between A and B. Alright, and then your target at C. So we have a good top down analysis. Let me edit this. We have a good top down analysis. We have to go to 30 minutes and 1 hour time frame to check for entries, and then we follow the trend. We already know that the trend is bearish because our strategy says that the price is selling and we have a target at C. All right, price is coming from here and our target is at C. So we go to the lower time frame and then we look for the same structure. All right, we look for the same structure and then we execute. It's as simple as that. But sometimes I can just read the trend of the market and then not do the top down analysis like that and then still get my entry. All right, so our first sweep is our first rule, and then like I said, most times the break of structure is immediate. All right, for this one, for the top down analysis that we have, for the top down analysis that we have two break of structures. You can see that price swept liquidity here. All right, and then broke structure first. Let me look at this. This was our first break of structure, and then we traced back, give us our structural liquidity, and then this was our second break of structure. So for my strategy, I do call this the type A setup, whereby there's two break of structure. You can call this the type A setup. But the one that the chart is presenting on the lower time frame is the type B setup. All right, it's the type B setup. You can have something like this. You can have something like this, a sweep. Again, the break of structure is not immediate. You can see something like this, 50% replacement, and then now break structure, and then price has to come here, and then our target will be here. Alright, this is the type B setup basically. You can see a sweep of liquidity here, and then our first BOS here, and then we have our structural liquidity, our protected high, and then we have our entry to be here. We have our entry here, stop loss C above, and then our target at C. Alright, so this is the type B setup. Alright, so same thing is playing here right now. Alright, we have our sweep. Let me see this. We have our sweep, our retracement, the break of structure here, and then before the full break of structure. So I can label this as my structural liquidity, a protected high, and then we had a full break of structure here. Alright, let me remove this. Okay, let me look first. So can label here A. Alright. A structural liquidity B. And the real price is coming from C. Alright, so my entry will be somewhere here. Alright, sometimes the 5-minute supply zone that is in between here for precise entry, and then my target is here. It's as simple. So you can see that it's the same thing here and here. Remove all this paper so your chart will look rough. Alright, so delete this. So we have this as our first trade for the week. So we wait for price to get here, and then see a good confirmation, we strike. Alright, it's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. Alright, so let's look at maybe one other pair. Let's see AUD USD. AUD USD is bearish. Alright, I already know that AUD USD is bearish. So what do I need to do? I just have to follow the trend and then mark out my entries and all that. So let's do that. Okay, we have a sweep. All right, 50% retracement, like I explained earlier. All right, then we have our point A. All right, it's as simple as that. And then here will be our C. All right, so my POI will be somewhere here. I can use the 5-minute supply zone here. All right, as my entry, and then boom, to the downside. So my entry is here, few pips above, and then my target is here. All right, same structure, same thing. I don't trade different strategies. I just trade a defined system that works for me. I've been trading this for years and it works perfectly for me. Alright, if I want to get precise entry, I just have to go to the 5 minutes time frame and then check out the POI that is inside the POI. Alright, okay, so I can as well check it on my MT5. So just have this as a reference. Can enter from anywhere here. You see how price reacts from it, stop loss above it, and then take it target here. It's as simple as that. Alright, it's as simple as that. Should we did catch CHF? Yeah, same structure, same rules, and then you start seeing something good. Alright, we caught a sell on this trade earlier on Tuesday last week. We caught a sell that played perfectly well. Alright, I saw a sweep. I saw a sweep here, and then a retracement here, and then our protected high, and our entry was here, and then our target was here. So you can see that the strategy works perfectly well. For this on Tuesday, played that on Tuesday, and then our target was here. Alright, strategy works. We had our sweep, our structural liquidity, the full break of structure here. It's as simple. Let me explain it again for people that didn't get the first one. It's as simple. It's in a downtrend. Alright, so first thing I'm looking for is a sweep of liquidity, and then a 50% retracement. Most times I can get a break of structure like this before now getting the retracement. Alright, something like this, another break of structure, then tapped on it. Alright, but sometimes I don't get it like this, sometimes I get it like this, the type P. Alright, so I can get something like this, and then the break of structure before price now has to tap here and then boom to the downside. Alright, that's what I trade basically. So we had this winning trade on Tuesday. We played perfectly well. Alright, let's remove this so that we'll see what we have for this week. Okay, so for this week I'm waiting for this trade person. Basically same model, a sweep of liquidity. All right, the break of structure, 50% retracement. So waiting for price to touch this supply zone now, and then boom, I get my entry and I am off. It's as simple as this. It's so simple. But if you don't understand, we have an ongoing advanced mentorship. You can send a DM, so we give you the inquiry. All right, it's very, very simple and it works perfectly well. All right, so I believe that will be all for currency pairs. Like I said, wait for good confirmations, wait for how price will react, because today is Monday and you know that there might be some spikes in the market. So we'll wait for how price will react from all the POIs, and then we get our entry and then we are up. So let's do a few synthetic indices so that we'll see. Let's see. Synthetic indices are my favorite pairs. I don't do much on currency pairs like that. I do more of synthetic indices than currency pairs. Alright, so let's see. My favorite pair first is 251X. Most people say that this pair is very volatile, but me, I don't like things moving slow, so let's say I just love it. Alright, let me remove all these and we'll do it together. Alright, first things first, get where price is coming from and then where price is going to. I have done this top down analysis before, so I believe it's nothing new. Same rules, a sweep of liquidity, and then in this case we had an immediate break of structure. Alright, and then we had 50% retracement here, and then we had another break of structure. Alright, so our 50% retracement now is our structural liquidity to be swept. We have our protected low. Right, we had a demand zone here. Had a demand zone here, and then price is currently moving to the upside. Price is currently moving to the upside, so we have our target to be C, which is where price was retracing from before it touched the POI. Alright, so we remove this and then we look for buys. We look for buys in the lower time frame. We look for buys. We look for buys. We look for buys. We look for buys. Look for buys. I'm already saying buys actually, but let's see. We have series of buys here. We have a sweep here. Alright, we have a sweep here. Our retracements, we can use this. Alright, our protected low. Then our entry somewhere here. Somewhere here. Alright, but I have another POI here. Let me go here so I can see whether it's clear. Okay, I have something here. It's up to 50%, yes. So same rules, same drill. The sweep of liquidity. Alright, in this case the break of structure happened before this break of structure. Alright, so our 50% retracement, protected low, like I said, for sniper entries I use the 5 minute supply, so this one is perfect. Alright, so I basically just wait for price to get here and then give me any of my confirmation, and then boom, to the upside. It's as simple as that. I don't set limits, I wait for confirmation. Alright, so let me save this. It's as simple as this. Alright, each other pair should we check? Should we do V100 or V25 1x? Let's do V75 one. I should end with this. There are a few pairs that I have on synthetic indices. Alright, just few pairs that I'm waiting for. Alright, so for synthetic indices, for this V75 owners, price is coming from somewhere here. Alright, this is a 50% retracement. And then if you zoom closely, you see a sweep of liquidity here. It's not clear here because this is the 4-hour time frame. Alright, so we had our entry point from here for our top down analysis now, because this is the 4-hour time frame basically. Alright, I use the 4 hours, 24 hours, monthly and all that yearly for my top down analysis, but then I get my entry on the 1 hour, 30 minutes, sometimes 15 minutes and 5 minutes. Alright, so we have a starting point here, and then we have our finish point here. So we remove this and then we look for entries. Entries are simple to spot. We have 2 entries here basically. Right, so we'll wait for a confirmation on any of them, and then we'll get in a sweep. Right, this one played out earlier yesterday. Yes, late yesterday, right? Yes. So let me do the recap for you guys. A sweep, 50% retracement. Alright, now protected high, and then price tapped on it, and then full take profits. You can see the sweet price action that it gave. That's why I like synthetic indices pairs. They are not affected by any news, no spike, nothing. It just plays perfectly well. Alright, so this was a trade that I had on it on Saturday. Alright, I posted it on my did I post it? I don't think I posted it. I've not posted it. Got to TP today, so I've not posted it. Alright, so let's do the POI that we have, and then we'll wait and see how price reacts. Alright, we have a sweep here. Okay, let's go to smaller time frame so that you guys can see it. So we have a sweep here. Alright, our retracement, we'll have to measure this if it's up to 50%. Correct. Alright, so 50%. We had the first break, and then our second full break of structure here, and then our protected high. Like I said, for sniper entries I use the 5 minutes confirm supply zone now. Alright, for my entries, so let me do that for you guys as well so that you guys can see. So I just have to come to my 5 minutes time frame, like you can see here, check for the supply zone, last bullish candle before a massive sell. Alright, so I can use this. It's as simple as that. So I just basically wait for price to get to my supply zone and then give me my supplies. Supply downwards. Alright, so this is it. It's as simple as that. So we have trades on V75 1S, V25 1S. Alright, and then our currency pairs, I believe we did NZD cards and AUD USD, and I believe we did card CHF. So look out for these trades. If you see a valid confirmation, you enter. If you don't see a valid confirmation, just leave it. These trades are just weekly upkeep. Alright, remember, don't trade what you see, but trade what your strategy confirms, because your strategy is your weapon, but discipline is how you win. Alright, so get good confirmation before you get your entries, apply risk management, and I wish you guys profitable week ahead. See you guys maybe on Monday again, or look out for my page. I might be dropping some setup. Alright, there's a link in my bio actually. I will lead you to my Telegram where I just post free setups for anybody that cares to join. So see you guys next week and peace out. Bye bye.